How's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and welcome back to our playthrough of the Fall from Heaven 2 scenarios, I guess. Basically, that's what we're down to at this point. We're on the second one in this first campaign of 4, and the second one is called the Momus. The description is as follows. Perpentash holds a contest between various warlords, and the warrior receives a great reward from the Clown King. The others rarely survive. Special rules. Perpentash controls all declarations of warfare in the game and changes them based on his whims. He may order everyone to dogpile one opponent or declare that everyone should fight everyone. Requires the successful completion of the Grand Menagerie scenario, which of course we did in the previous episode. So let's get started. I'm going to be playing on Monarch. Wait, was I playing Monarch or Emperor? I think I was playing Monarch. So that's where we're at. Here, more dialogue. Felmar. There was nothing but darkness. Felmar. And remember, we're going to be addressing Felmar in the first person again, which just really messes with my head. I twisted in my dreams. I could still imagine the tentacle around my leg, through the veil of fear and emptiness. I drifted towards eternal sleep, but something wouldn't let me go. Felmar. Once again. I opened my eyes, and there was water all around, a world without earth or sky. I floated weightless in the current, forever falling into the sea's caress. There was another above me, a woman, but as inhuman as she was beautiful. She was the tide, powerful but yielding, fleeting but eternal. Who are you? I asked. I am Condatus, the archangel of Dalin, god of the sea. Afraid, I tried to swim away from her. I wasn't religious, but I had seen enough temples and asylums of those that worshipped Danalin to suspect that this wasn't the afterlife I intended, even if it did feature floating, billowy maidens. Danalin? As in the Overlords? Is this the heaven for cultists and zealots? Okay, I would have said, is that the heaven for... Never mind. She looked hurt. There was pain in her eyes, and love. I regretted my words. No, she replied. Oh, are you my reward? No, she said. This time there was anger in her eyes. I seemed to be getting this all wrong, so I just floated silently and let her speak. I led you to Kaelin so that she would take you to her father. But Hastar predicts my actions. An archmage, Tiberian Arbandi, means to destroy creation. Pretty lofty goal there, by the way. Go to the Momus, convince him to supply you with a fleet, and then sail through the Andural Strait to the Deadlands. Defeat Tiberian, so I have time to defeat Hastar. I don't know, dude. Info dumps. What the hell? Who's Hastar? Where did Hastar come in? Hastar's the one predicting her actions? Who's Hastar? Are you sure you don't want Capria, or that guy that killed Molkarn? I am more of a steal the king's galleon kind of hero. She smiled. My young prince, we must all make it do with what we have. The water rippled, and her face was replaced with the bearded face of Amergen. He was pulling me up on the beach. Remember, Amergen is his, first mate guy. Felmar, are you okay? I'm okay, I stammered through racking coughs. How are the men? Some are fine, others haven't recovered yet. I understood his meaning and picked myself up. After recovering far too few of my men from the sea, we went to meet with Perpentash. He ignored the threat of Tiberian and my pleas for help, but he was holding a competition between warlords. He promised to supply the navy I required if I won. With few men and no ships, we had little choice but to enter. So here we are once again. What is up? What is up? Nice bit of lore dump there. I'm not sure about the implications of it. I really am not. A lot of it is pretty esoteric when you get down to it, which is disappointing. I hate esoteric dialogue because it presumes a lot of knowledge on the person who is listening or who's reading it that they obviously do not have. So it always annoys me. Here we are. This is the Maelstrom, obviously. Well, I don't know why there was a maelstrom here, to be honest. I think they work as portals. Let's look at this up. I thought maelstroms worked as portals. I'm not even sure if we'll be able to find it. Fell from Heaven concepts. Let's see here. There's an over council. There is none there. Oh, it'd be an improvement. Let me see here. Base terrain. No maelstrom there. Terrain features. Is there a maelstrom here? No. Where is it? Unique features. This might be it. There's maelstrom. It's a world improvement. Ships will do well to avoid the whirling maelstrom, though sailors claim that ships passed through it often come out on seas in different parts of the world. So apparently that's our way out of this landlocked area, or this, yeah, that's basically a landlocked lake kind of thing here, as if we use the maelstrom. So it works like a portal, I think. Now, in terms of where we're going to settle, I think we need to expand out a bit, because that starting location isn't the best, obviously. If you take a look at the resources available, they're pretty bad. Like, no food really for growth, very little production, maybe from one hill, and also we won't be able to control our territory as well if we settle there. So that's why I'm thinking of going over here. Now, the resources are randomized each time you play this. I'm pretty sure anyway. So there's really no best way to locate your cities based on resources, because there's no way to predict how the resources will be allocated, right? So I'm just going to be doing that. Let's get a turn over with here. And as you can see, we spotted a kraken. A kraken. Release the kraken. So the big question here is, like, where do we put our settler? And the best, I think, would be to capture the, like, putting the settling here for a capital would capture a lot of the resources that we need, I think. But settling, okay, here we get a fish. This way we would get a crab. I think we should settle here, like that. So the question is then, should this be our capital? Because there's a lot of good growth here. A little bit scarce in the production, I have to admit. The city's not going to be the most productive, but I think I should settle here as the capital, because that will allow me to easily use culture to claim these two hills here to increase my production. So I'm putting the capital there. And then the second city will be somewhere over here. I'm personally liking this tile a lot because it's a choke point, but there just aren't that many good resources around here. So maybe I should settle here instead. I'm thinking here would probably be ultimately better, because we could still settle down here then. Like, I could still build another city there. It's outside this city's range. Once again, like, the problem here is, oh, but see, if we settle here, and there's one tile up, if we settle here, we'll be able to pass through. Otherwise, we won't be able to get over to this side. That could be valuable. Would it be more valuable than the incense? Because I think I can settle here. Unless that's a mountain. Let me see. It looks like a hill. So let's say we can settle here. That would definitely be able to claim the incense. So we really don't have to go after the incense. And once again, like, we settle down here as well, that would be able to claim the incense. So we really don't need to go after the incense with this city. So that's why I'm thinking here would be a very nice place, because look, it works basically as a port between these two areas of water. We can see some city boundaries up on top there. So that obviously is something we don't want to get too close to, because like otherwise we could have built here. And this is also sort of a choke point. So if anything wants to get into our lands, they now have to pass through this city or this tile right here, or have to land amphibiously, which of course is much less likely in Civilization 4. Another thing we should focus on here is deciding what our government should look like. So we start off with a few pre-selected, well, just nationhood. Nationhood's the only pre-selected civic. God King is always tempting when you don't have many cities. City-states obviously is out of the question. We don't have that many cities. But we can also go with aristocracy, which would increase our food production. Apprenticeship, wait, with apprenticeship we could, no, wait, conquest? With conquest we could produce military units with bread. But that would give away agrarianism. I'm personally more in favor of agrarianism. I think what we should do is go aristocracy plus agrarianism. to counteract the loss in food. That'll get us a stronger start, right? In terms of the amount of commerce that we have. In terms of labor civic, obviously nationhood is what we want to keep here. Pacifism is not going to help us at all. And I'm pretty sure we don't have a religion. So military state will give us 0 plus 0 free units. Wow. We can also spend the gold. And I like apprenticeship because that free experience is more valuable, as I've mentioned before, in Civilization 4, in Fall from Heaven 2 than in regular Civilization 4. Swordsman. I suppose we're just going to station that guy over there. The archer will go in the city. And I want to get this worker improving the copper as soon as possible. We also have another swordsman and archer that are going to go over here, as well as some supplies. So I think I'm going to use these supplies to build a monument in that city once I found it, so that way we can have those borders expanding in a reasonable amount of time. So the big question is, like, what do I build here? Perhaps walls? No, because this city's, I don't intend for this city to defend. I intend for that forest in front of it to do the defense. Yeah, this is a little bit questionable. Like, what would be the ultimate best decision here in terms of what we need to build? We obviously don't need a monument. A sea haven is a special building for the Lanin. A library, perhaps? Library, you can't... Okay, we're going to go granary. You can't go wrong with a granary. And since I'm unsure at the moment, I think I'm going to stick with the granary. So... anything else interesting? Okay, I'm pretty sure we're going to settle here. Let's do that. It's our second city. They want us to choose research, even though the anarchy is not over with yet. I was hoping they would let up on that, because that way I could wait until later. What would I want to build here? Okay, I'm pretty sure I can build a monument with the supplies, which means, once again, we're going to go with a bit of growth and look towards the granary. Obviously, we don't have any... Can I just ignore this for now? No, I can't. We don't have any resources immediately. That's a good point. We should go for plantations. Can I build a plantation at the moment? I don't know. Yes, we can. We have calendar. So we should probably focus on something else then. I mean, we can't focus on calendar. But, like, do we do currency? It's a good question. Are we capable of getting any religions? Maybe. Ooh. Maybe I should go for corruption of spirit here. I would be afraid that too many other civilizations would be going for that. So is there like a better tech? Because like getting a hero is important. How much is this? 968 research, 968. The message from the deep is less. I'm pretty sure message from the deep gets founded pretty early though. Way of the forests. All of these are cheaper. Just the two main ones are expensive. The Order and Ash and Veil. These other ones I could get in much less time, but in general, they're not as strong. Like, their special units are pretty weak. What exactly do we have for Fellowship of Leaves? It doesn't even have a special unit. A hero that you can build. If we go for Corruption of Spirit, we're going to have to focus hardcore on research, I think. But I would like to do that if possible. Which kind of does throw a wrench in the idea of building a granary. But then again, granary will allow us to grow faster, I think. Maybe I should have used the slavery civic. Oh, I don't have access to that. Because it requires Way of the... Oh, what civic allows you to sacrifice population then? I thought it was... apparently sacrificed a week? Nope. No, it is slavery. And I don't have access to it because I don't have Way of the Wicked as a tech. I believe anyway. Yeah, Way of the Wicked. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm researching that right now. So that way I can research Corruption of Spirit. So that does make Corruption of Spirit longer, right? Okay, but I would have to research Way of the Wise otherwise. Yeah, it's going to be the same either way. So we might as well go for the tech that we really want. I think. I predict that I won't get it. But I guess we can see how it goes. Are we out of anarchy now? How can we only have one turn on that? It must just be glitching out. Let's try this again. I want an accurate prediction. Way of the Wicked, one turn. No way. No way. Where's all that research? I'm only getting 11 a turn. I don't know. It must just be a display error, because that doesn't make any sense. So one of the unique things about playing Falmar of the Lannan, I believe anyway, let's take a look here at the civilizations, just so I don't get anything wrong. So we are the Lannan. Right here are the 2 leaders. Falmar is charismatic and expansive. They have a production speed of granary. That's pretty useful. I mean, that's a good thing to play into then. It's a good reason to build a granary, because it's a lot cheaper for us. No, apparently that isn't a trait that's unique to the Lannan, is it? Let me see here. Because I thought that all of their units started mutated. I thought that was like a thing for the Lannan. But it doesn't mention anything about it. Because here's the Lannan Palace. Lannan gain more food from every water tile. Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. We need to build those, their special improvements for the water. Ooh, yeah, we really... I should build a workboat. That's what I should be focusing on here. I almost forgot about that, because that will give us a ton of resources, or of gold especially. So we're going to build a workboat in both cities. They both have access to water. And we will be able to build that improvement. Anything else? Anything I'm forgetting here? See, all of these units are mutated, but apparently that's not a trait specific to the Lannan. That's more like this event. I don't know. It's really weird sometimes. I forget the more specific aspects of the game. Of how the mod, not the game necessarily. So it still says Way of the Wicked 1, and their research is down to 0%. Who did that? That's really weird. Why was research down to 0%? As you can see, the Way of the Wicked, it's going to take a long time. All players except Pepintash defeat all players. Okay, one thing that we should do here is go ahead and see if we can trade some maps around. So she will give us the world map. Oh, we're locked out now, aren't we? Yeah, I think you have to do this in the very first turn to make it work. Otherwise, they won't accept it because they've all traded their maps with each other, right? Which, of course, is a pretty scummy thing, but whatever, I would have done it as well, I suppose. And let's build... Oh, we can't build a monument. It does make things a little bit trickier. I still want the workboat, but we'll build a monument after that. And this unit, I think, will go into my capital then to build a library instead. Yeah, we're not going to get the map, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, I already know the layout of the land here, so I have a little bit of an informational edge on it regardless. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, see, there are the Octopus Overlords. There was no point in going for that religion because it's going to be founded pretty much automatically by Pepintash, I believe. They might not... Oh, Duke Salos already has Ashenvale. Really? He seems to be the founder of it, which means he could be the one who's building Razier the Fallen. Let me just check the religions here. Ashenvale, 33%. Octopus Overlords, 5%. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of good in going for that religion. Maybe we should try for something a little less iffy. Because if he already has Ashenvale, he can build Razier the Fallen. So we'd be taking a pretty big gamble there. Plus, we don't get to found the religion. I mean, we get an acolyte, which means we could be part of the religion, but it's not quite the same. So I'm thinking let's go for Orders from Heaven then instead. Because, like, what are the alternatives? Is there something really that I could research that's better? Oh, wait. With Ashenvale, though, we do get the Ritualist. That might be worth going for regardless. The Ritualist is, like, a very powerful unit. For those who aren't familiar, or for those who haven't seen my past episodes, like, if you started at the top and you just watched this one, yeah, we've had a bit of a history with the Ritualists, and they are a very effective unit. It basically means you don't have to sacrifice any units for collateral damage. So, like, even if we don't get Razier the Fallen, the religion of the Ashenvale is pretty strong regardless, which could make it worth going for anyway. And there you can see Pepintash converts to octopus overlords. Oh, look at this. That's a lot of units there. Now, at the moment, we're not at war with anybody, but that could change in a heartbeat, which means after this workboat, I think we're probably going to have to go for like more defensive units or like any kind of military unit. Wait, does this unit have bronze? Yeah, okay. It was nice that we had bronze available right there. Let's build a pasture. Still doing a little bit of exploring over here. Yeah, so this is the butcher guy. +2, you've chosen wisely your civics. What do you want for this map? Yeah, we can't trade maps. I'm a bit sad about that. You have to do it the very first turn, because otherwise all the AIs trade with each other. And then you'll be at a very big disadvantage in terms of leverage. In terms of people wanting to give you their map. So here we can see Pepintash's land, which means if we build the improvement in here, I think there's only one other civilization actually has access to this area, which means that any improvements we build in there will be relative, maybe not. The Barbarian Kraken could probably pillage it. Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that then. I kind of overlooked the Barbarian Kraken. Okay, but here we have our workboat. Now, if I recall correctly, how this works is we can move here. Yeah, right here is our special improvement. It's the Pirate Cove. It can only be used by a workboat. Creates a Pirate Cove in the tile. Casts a spell and kills a unit. Let's take a look at improvements here. It should be, here's Pirate Cove. I'm pretty sure there are like some conditions on how close it can be built. Can't be built within 3 tiles of another Pirate Cove. Yeah. So the question is, like, if I build it here, 1, 2, 3, we might be able to build another one here, but I think that's only 2 tiles. Oh, I don't know. Let's do it anyway. Build Pirate Cove. So there's the Pirate Cove. I mean, we could build another workboat just to see. Let's build another workboat here. It's pretty quick. And as you can see, already it's yielding 4 gold and 2 food. And it's only going to grow. It's a bit like a cottage. It grows from there. And once again, that does make me reconsider some of the civics that I chose. I'm not sure we're going to need farms as much as I thought we might for the gold. Yeah. Maybe when we finish researching Way of the Wicked, I'll change that up again. And switch over to a more centralized civic like God King plus perhaps Conquest? No, wait. Conquest? Yeah. Because we'd probably have enough food for that. So with this, the plan is here just to map out a little bit of the area. We'll probably be getting into a war pretty shortly. And it all depends upon how the war is decided, because it's a bit random. If they all decide to dogpile me, things could get pretty dicey pretty quickly. On the other hand, if it's like an all-out war, or we all go to war against another player, we could do pretty good. So it all depends upon what Pepintash decides, which makes this scenario very random. It's very hard to pre-plan for it. Like, even with former knowledge of a lot of the layout, it really is not going to solve things for you. Let's get that library built. Okay, for those who aren't... Wait. Barbarian has created Sailor's Dirge? Should we look that up? Is that a ship? It looks like a hero of some sort. So let's just take a brief look here. Sailor's Dirge. Yes, it's a world wonder. World unit, 1 allowed, 3 space, 3 cargo space. I'm not exactly sure what... Is this meant to be like a pirate ship? It looks like a pirate ship, yeah. +1 death combat. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that. Will it come over here and pillage my resources? Still no wars being declared. I'm going to improve these hill tiles if I can. One of the dangerous things about walking up here is getting myself trapped in when the war is declared. So I'm going to probably try to retreat after this turn. Maybe I can just walk back through here. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, okay, so here we can see this city. This is a pretty close city. That's one of the 2 that we'd have an opportunity to conquer. We'll see how that goes, though. They do have walls. It looks like they have walls, but the defense is pretty low. I forget. Do walls not provide as much defense? Walls provide 25 defense and archery range. What is this? It's a training yard. I thought there was like a fortification thing, like a fort, a palisade. Palisade provides 10%. I'm pretty sure they have walls. Maybe it's a special wall that only provides 20% instead of 25. Okay, we have another workboat. Obviously, in this case, the best place to put the workboat would be right here, or to build our pirate cove, because nobody has access to this area, including the barbarians. Otherwise, the barbarians, I think, would come along and pillage. That's a good question. Can Krakens pillage? I don't know off the top of my head. So we got our pirate cove built. That civilization up there obviously does have access to copper, which, I mean, we could try and pillage that when the war starts, if we start a war with them. So we probably don't want to do another workboat. I'm thinking monument for the culture. That would probably be important. A worker would also be good. So one of the things I was going to point out before is the reason you build the library in the capital first is because your palace will provide an extra 8 gold for free, which means that the best impact a library can have early on is going to be in the capital, because that's where most of the gold is being generated. But later on, that can change. Okay, so I was interested to see if I could build a pirate cove. I mean, 2 pirate coves, and yes, I can. So this is considered 3 tiles apart, which, it looks 2 tiles apart. But I guess, I mean, if they're allowing me to do it, I'll do it. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, there could be some downsides to it if it comes along and gets pillaged. But otherwise, that will get us off to a very strong start. With that out of the way, should we go back to the granary? Or should we do something a bit more militaristic? We do need another worker, I think. That would be 11 turns. Another option here? Yeah, because, like, where are we going to build our units? And what kind of units do we want to build? I don't plan on being too defensive, I don't think. I think that's a recipe for disaster. But builds water units 25% faster. That's for the Sea Haven. It's been a while since I've played this civilization. Like, what is the best synergy to go for here? We can't build many units at the moment. Maybe we should build a building that allows us to construct, like, swordsman. Training yard, 50 turns, maybe? I think we're going to do a training yard, because if war does start... Oh, here we go. If war does start, as I was saying before, we want to make sure that we can actually build units to replace the ones we lose. It's no fun if only some play. I know a better way. If everyone tries to make sure everyone dies, we'll have a more interesting day. So apparently everybody is fighting everybody now. Which is not bad. Like, if they all fought me, that would be the worst. This one is actually okay. Obviously, it's better if we all dogpile another AI, but hey, I'll take this. This is a middling option, I guess you could say. Prophecy of Ragnarok and the Elegy of the Shi'im. Requires this Shi'im civilization, so we're not going to be able to do that. So we can now use the Slavery Civic. Unfortunately, I am here in this land. On the upside, he only has archers there, so we should be able to get out without dying. Let's see the big picture here. So I was doing agrarianism before. I don't think we'll need that. Once again, we are expansive. We don't need this additional health here. We are at war now. Conquest could come in handy because we are making a fair bit of food, more food than production. So I'm thinking swap out to God King from aristocracy. This will reduce the amount of gold from farms, but once again, that's not that important because we don't have any farms. And then we're going to... Oh, these are like 2 good civics, so I wish I didn't have to choose between them. Wait though. If we go to Conquest, right? Conquest means new units get 2 experience points, which means it's a good trade-off from apprenticeship. Right? So we're going to switch to those civics. It's going to take 2 turns. Oof. That's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. But I think that's going to be a better setup. What the? Was that actually a turn? seemed to end so quickly. Okay, we're getting out of here. How is the city doing? Yeah, we're focusing on growth a lot. We have 6 happiness at the moment, so we can still grow to population 6 before that becomes a problem. So let's count improvements here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th one will probably be this mine as well, because I do want more production in that city. Even though, if we're going with the slavery civic, like, we can hurry buildings. Like, can we hurry this monument? No, that would cost 2 population. I'm just going to get this guy back here to station him in the wood. I'll station him in the city. There's no point in stationing the swordsman in the woods, I don't think. Because the city provides the same benefits, basically. So, what is up? Recently, for those who aren't... Let me see here. Yeah, for those who really haven't... Who maybe noticed that I haven't been putting out nearly as many videos, you might be wondering what's going on. A lot of it had to do with the holidays. And also, I just kind of wanted to take a bit of a break, because putting out something every single day can get a bit exhausting after a while. But it also had to do with the fact that I was trying to... Runes of Kilmorth and Fellowship of the Leaves have been founded. I was trying to set up a dedicated server for a game called Don't Starve Together, and so far it has not been going well. I tried using a program called Docker to make it simple, and that just made it introduced its own complexities, I guess you could say, and to date I have not been able to successfully set it up. So here we go. Wealthiest civilizations. Where am I? Captain Falmar. Where is Falmar? I am Falmar, right? Furia, Captain Undular, Duxalis. I guess I'm worse than Forgotten. I guess I'm so far down on the list, I'm not even on the list. You've constructed a training yard. We could go ahead and do the swordsman right now. Another option is like building a settler. A settler would be useful. I think we should, let me see here. I think we should build a swordsman first. You can see there are a lot of units here. A lot of Morai, a lot of blood pets. So I think having a second swordsman on this tile would be beneficial. Of course, our city isn't growing while that happens. And we're down to 80% research rate. But I would like to establish a few more cities around here. I think I could fit one like right here. But we probably don't want to expand that quickly. But right now, I do want both of my cities connected. And here we go with our swordsman. Promote the unit to mutated, but apparently they didn't get any mutations. Yeah, that's really strange. Because this unit is mutated, and it has stuff like heavy, +1 movement cost, but +30% strength, right? Someone did get some extra promotions for being mutated, but this one didn't. I think we're just going to go with strength here. I don't intend on attacking cities just yet. I mean, we could try to take over Presper. Maybe we should. Because we can make units pretty quickly here. But we can't build any... We might not need any siege units. Let's try this. Let's go for this. Swordsman 2 turns. Like, if we can really crank out units quickly here... Because most of these tiles are being used. Like, we have a lot of production here. You might be able to crank out enough swordsmen. Travelers report that crime has decreased in the Calibim city of Presper. Ooh, these are the Calibim. Of course they are. That's why they have the Morai. I know them well as a civilization, being as how I played them for the last, who knows how long, for the last 6 months, I suppose. More like the last year at this point, I think. Okay, so here we have another swordsman available. What do the mutated look like? Wait, what is this? Withered. Heals minus 10 strength, less experience. I mean, this is the problem with being mutated. You get good mutations and bad ones as well. Used to mark a unit that has been affected by the mutate spell, of course. But we did start with combat 1. And... okay, that's bronze weapons. I'm pretty sure we can remove Withered once we get like a healer. But Withered is not that bad, minus 10% strength. What is really weird though is the attack to defense ratio. For some reason this unit is very defensive. And I didn't see a promotion that would give him that kind of defense. Let's do another swordsman here. I mean, we are going to have to go up against... Oh my god. He got a special... Yeah, I think everybody in this scenario is mutated. But look at that Morai, 6 out of 7. That's very strong. We only have like 5 strength swordsmen here. Maybe we shouldn't build a swordsman then. I'm not sure we can take that guy out. Huh. Yeah. Maybe I should focus more on the economy that I can control. But like, what would I build instead? I don't really know. Lighthouse, trade routes, a settler. I think we should go with a settler. It'll take a few turns, but it'll allow us to expand our empire. I mean, a worker might be good, but I think we can cover like what we have here with the worker. With the worker that we have. Wow, that sounds really redundant, doesn't it? Okay, so this swordsman will go with the new settler, I guess. At least we have like a little bit more protecting us there. Yeah, I constructed the monument. I probably should not have done. Should have just used the civic to hurry that. I'll try to do that in the future. Let's see here. Can I hurry the settler? Yeah, 2 population. I mean, the downside of that is it does... Like, it would decrease my productivity so much that I just don't see it being viable. This is the problem with slavery so much of the time. Take that out of context. But your cities, they really suffer from the unhappiness of it. It's much worse than you might think. And oftentimes, if you have a productive city, the costs of it will be just outweighed, or the benefits of it will be outweighed by the unhappiness cost in the future, because you're already making a lot of production. And really, that's what you're sacrificing. You're turning food into production. Dolls decorated bad names. Throw them away, her parents said. You're too old. You're too old for those anymore? Who talks like that? But the dolls came across the floor and threw the parents out instead. That's was supposed to rhyme, but it's such a tortured rhyme that I couldn't enunciate certain words in it, and it just made it a mess. So I blame the creator. Like, if you're writing fiction, try to keep the names simple, right? Try to keep the names simple. Don't throw a whole bunch of unnecessary L's and Y's in every single freaking name. It's really annoying trying to read names like that. That would be like my #1 tip for writing fiction. Yeah, so everybody made peace. Except, oh, we actually declared war on her, Melisindra. So that's the reason why she was mentioned. Remember in the little rhyme she was mentioned? So this is actually pretty good for us. And it's a good thing we didn't go ahead and do that and continue building the swordsman, obviously, because the I wouldn't have been able to attack the Malharn. Marn? Oh my god, the names are so bad. Marn the Butcher. Like, how do you pronounce that? M-A-H-O-N. It's just a blob of words. It's like a blob of sound. Mom. Hello, I'm Mahon the Butcher. No, just no. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. It's terrible. What you're doing there is terrible. You're ruining fiction. So that's all I can really say about that. Oh, the villagers provided me with a map. That's pretty worthless. I don't think we could see all the way over here before, though. It gives you an idea, though, of what the land is like. If we could put a city right here, it'd be pretty nice, I think. We could have, like, another 2 of those ports. Like, we really need to leverage these ports. These ports are great. They're already producing hammers now. Look at that. We're getting so much gold from those. It's so worth the investment. Because they grow like cottages grow in the game. For normal people. For normal people. And we can get like a couple more cities over here. So the big question is, like, where do I put this next city? And if I plot this out right, I think we can do it correctly. No, I was hoping I could add a marker, but I can't. I can only ping. So let me see here. If we put a city here, we could also build a city here, I think. We could build a city up here. One of those two tiles. We could build a city. If we build a city, nice here. If I build a city there, I wouldn't be able to build a city here. I would be able to build a city here. And then that means I could also build one right there. I think. Yeah, because then we'd be able to capture those whales as well. I think with all the cities, except for this city. If I wanted to capture the whale with this city, I'd have to build on top of the copper. And I think I'd rather have the copper than one additional whale. So I think that's what we're doing. City there, a city here, and a city here, in addition to the city up here by the other copper. We have a lot of copper, by the way. So the big question is, like, what city would be the most beneficial to build next? Probably not the one up here. I know it looks tempting because there's a lot of good terrain, but on the downside, we really can't control this area of water yet. And I'm pretty sure the barbarians can pillage my improvements, which means I'm not going to be building any of these pirate coves in there until I manage to kill the 2 krakens. Which means we want to look at something around here. Now, if I build on this tile, I'm pretty sure we can get 2 coves out of that at least, if I do it right. Because the borders will expand, I can build a cove there. And then we go like 1, 2, 3, cove there, and a cove here, or here. Yeah. Or should I build here first? I feel like if I do that, I'll mess up the placement of the coves and end up having to destroy them to put them right. So I think I should build over here by the iron first. And it's a good location as well, because we'll be able to capture a mana node. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to use the mana for yet, but I think it'd be a good idea to get one. So that's where I'm going to go with the settler. I send the swordsman over there as well. And let's try to finish this road here. My second city. Constructed a settler. What can we really work on? I suppose a granary. Maybe. Maybe I should look at something that provides more happiness. I don't think we really have anything though. Like Elder Council. Okay, there's a carnival. Could build that in 7 turns. Maybe I should just focus on building the swordsman instead. I'm going to build another swordsman. How much are we spending on units? Right now, our units are fine. We're not spending anything on units, so it's not like that's a huge burden to our economy to have that many units at the time. So I'll at least build up my army until I hit that point, I think. What's over in here? I have a swordsman and axeman. Oh, ooh, yeah, I forgot about that. Apparently, everybody has open borders. When they're not fighting each other, everybody has open borders, which can really mess up your economy, right? Because it allows units into your area. Like, you think this is protected, but what will happen is like the war status will change, and all of a sudden you have enemy units running around in here pillaging that you're not equipped to handle because you thought you were only going to be defending at these 2 key locations, right? So I do remember that now. Like, what happens if he declares war next turn and runs in here and captures my worker? It could happen. So I have to be aware of that. And I mean, it is a strong axeman. It's stronger than my worthless swordsman. My swordsman holds strength 5. Like, ha! How weak is that? It probably won't have iron either. So, what did our mutations do this time? +1 strength. Ooh, that's not bad. And +1 strength. Oh, this is a great unit. This one got promoted for all the right stuff. Strength 6. How about that? The same strength as Duke Thalas's unit over there. Okay. Got to our settling location. Another swordsman. Should we build another settler? I think we should. There's no reason not to crank out as many of these coves as we can as quickly as possible. I think that's really going to be the key to success here. Unit upgraded to bronze weapons. Why? Did we finish our trade route? I guess so. Huh. Yeah, because before this city was not connected to our trade route. So, oh yeah, because the borders expanded? Is that the reason why I got the trade route? I think it is. Huh. I'm not sure about that. Okay, second city, Kingsport. The third city, actually. What am I talking about? So we want to build a workboat there as quickly as possible. And then the next city, like I said, maybe here. Because we do have, let me see. We have sheep to give us health. We have fish to give us health. Like, I think happiness is going to be a much bigger issue than healthiness, which means that keeping these tiles clean, you know, would be beneficial because I can actually build useful stuff on them. Whereas opposed to building something on the desert tiles, not going to be ever productive. Unless I could get Fellowship of Leaves and turn it into a plains or something. And I'm pretty sure I can still build the city that I wanted to over here. Yeah, I could. Oh, we have access to a religion, but I have corruption of spirit in 6 turns. So no thank you. I'd rather focus on more important stuff. So what is the city working? Because I know the city is not the most productive. I want to improve these 2 hill tiles with mines. I think that's the first goal here. Let's do that. And he's marching around there with those axemen, which makes me nervous. I probably should get one of my axemen over there to help counter it. And you know a lot of them are going to be hanging around here because I never traded them a map, so this is an area that they want to explore. Which of course sucks. Another turn, huh? Yep. Another Octopus Overlords. It's taking us over. So I'm thinking build a city here, and then build one here. And we'll have this entire coastal area captured, basically. But first we're going to need some more swordsmen. So where are those other units? One is in my city, yay. I wish you could refuse open borders. That's such a terrible automatic policy to implement, for me at least. Yeah, so as you might have noticed here, we're sure not building many, or sure not using the slavery civic to hurry many things, are we? I wanted to build an archery range, so that way we can at least build some archers if we need to. So I think that's what's going in that city. Oh, this game even recommends that I settle here. So let's do that. And let's finish this mine. How are we doing in terms of unit costs? We still haven't hit any sort of cap. Well, this unit is actually really weak. Look at that. -1 strength. Yeah, this one turned out really bad. Look at that. -1 strength. -10 strength. This is a really, really weak unit. Wow, how worthless. It's like cannon fodder at this point. Should we start building courthouses? I'm not sure. Because you might have noticed that we're losing 4 gold a turn now. Which is going to impact us in the long run. We could use a workboats to build another fish resource. Maybe I should go for that. It's only 1 turn, let's do that. And this city, we're going to be building another working boat. Okay, corruption of spirit. And it's in my capital. Wait. I better spread it to a city that doesn't have a religion. Because if this fails... Could it fail? I don't know. Yeah, I think it could have, but it didn't. If it failed, I would have no way to access Ashen Vale. So, yeah, I guess we're gonna build some fishing boats there. What do we want to research next? So we have access. If potentially we have access to Razor the Fallen, but really what we were interested in was getting access to priesthood. Do we have education? Okay, I can just figure this out by clicking on it. No, we're going to be able to go right for it. Okay, we do have education. I think education is pretty early on in this tree. If we take a look here, I'm looking. Okay, yeah, right there is education. It allowed you to build cottages. So we do have access to that, but I think priesthood is definitely the way to go next, because then we'll be able to build ritualists, which is going to help us when we actually have to do some serious fighting. So I'm going to build another swordsman there. We're going to... We don't need to convert to it now because we don't need the happiness, right? And obviously, the only reason that we'd ever convert to a religion is because of happiness and because of Razir. If I convert to it right now, could I build Razir? I might be able to. Let's do that. So we're going to convert to Ashen Vale. Or is Razir already built? He might already be built. Oh, there he is. Yes, we'll build him right away if we can. We're going to try to rush him, if that's possible. In 7 turns, yeah, I think we're actually going to get him, which is pretty impressive because Duke Salos founded Ashen Vale. So, like, he had the opportunity to build Razir the Fallen, but apparently didn't. Although it would be kind of nice to let this city grow to 1 more, I think. Because as you can see, right, oh, wow, look at that. We're already at the Pirate Port. I think that is the top upgrade for that resource improvement. Still pretty impressive, though. Let's get this swordsman protecting this city. Yeah, so I think the next city would be up here. I kind of like that idea because it means that if anything wanders in my borders, hopefully it gets thrown out when we declare war, or when Pepintash forces us to declare war. Okay, our first workboat. Let's get that Pirate Cove built. Constructed a workboat. I think we're going to need to go monument here before we can build another workboat. It's too close otherwise. And let's just continue on. Okay, our next mine is built. We do need more workers, though. Let's see here. I'm going to hurry this archery range to population. Not a whole lot going on. I should build a mine here on the copper. And we have constructed an archery range. Probably want to start building an archer. 3 turns. Okay, apparently we're going to war with Uldanor. Uldanor comes seeking our prize. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but he'll be very pleased with the prize if not the one who dies. I don't know, dude. I'm terrible at reading text, okay? Just bear with me. But he'll be very pleased with the prize if he's not the one who dies. There we go. I mean, it does make sense, but very kind of tangentially, I suppose. So who's everybody at war with now? Yeah, everybody's at war with him. Which once again is pretty good for us, because it means we don't have to fight a whole bunch of other civilizations. But at the same time, like, it's very hard for us to actually perform a conquest when these diplomatic relations are changing every time, because let's say you get your army over there, by the time that you are ready to capture some cities, the war is over, right? And somebody else is the target. So it can be pretty tricky. I'm not sure what I want to do with this workboat. This could really be a problem. I think for now the workboat's going to have to stay there. Because I want to make sure I don't have to pillage it later to rebuild it correctly. You know? Okay, our first archer. And here we go, Razir the Fallen. So I think this is a very strong start. Unfortunately, he is mutated a bit. Let's see here. -1 strength. Really? Of all the promotions to get, that's like the worst. Unbelievable. What a slap in the face. Unbelievable. Got like the worst one. That's like one of the worst negative promotions. Whatever, he's still pretty strong. Not going to complain about it too much. But it is one of the worst promotions you could possibly get. Like, nothing hits you quite as hard as the -1 strength. So, good old RNG, making sure that it's harder for me. Thank you. So, do we want to go for another settler? It feels like we've gotten most of what we need. Maybe we should go very expansionist at the moment. Or worker. We should actually build a worker. I think we do need the improvements there. Gonna train the archer. Yep. Let's do some more archers here. Workboat. We're gonna go for a monument next. Hopefully when That's a good point. We could improve these 2 tiles as well. I was gonna say, hopefully when this mine is finished being built, the city will switch over to that. So the monument will go a lot faster. Okay, Razir is the 2nd promotion. Let's go with melee. Because he will get free experience all the way up to 100. 100 experience is where it caps out, kind of. Let's see if we can go ahead and capture this incense. And I'm going to start building a road over to this city, I think, Kingsport. Constructed a worker. 1 turn for us to grow the city to 6 population. So I think I should work on something that doesn't hinder my growth here. Maybe a carnival. Ooh, maybe walls? That's a good question. Oh, Temple of the Vale, definitely. That's what we should work on. Because we need to spread Ashen Vale around to our other cities. So that's pretty important. Right there. Oh, these turns are going pretty quick. Ashenvale is spread into a city that was built right next to my city. The nerve of the guy. Like, where is he? He's over here? At least he didn't build to this side, right? Because that's where my ports are. It just reminds me. I might have to pillage this. So that way I can build them correctly. If I build them there, I think I'd only get 2 anyway. But yeah, this is like the absolute worst because I won't be able to build any more on this side. So I probably have to pillage that so I can get 2 placed in here. Oh well. I think that's what we should go for next. City defense. Putting this guy in here. Another promotion for Razir. Oh, are we charismatic? I think we get a lot more promotions for little bits of experience. I'm going to check that out next, though. So we are charismatic. Yeah, minus 25% XP needed for unit promotions. So we're going to get a lot more promotions being charismatic, which is very useful, as I've pointed out before in Fall from Heaven 2. Archer, fortify. Let's see here. Can we hurry this monument? Of course not. Let's see what we can do with these work boats here. Probably going to need 2. I want to get it pillaged and rebuilt as quickly as possible. Yeah, it's too close. So, how does this work? 1, 2. I'm going to sleep this unit there. We're going to have to get a galley now, though, to be able to pillage. Okay, Ashenvale, let's build a savant. The city's up to 7 population, which means it's working all the production tiles that I have. Razir the Fallen, back at it again with another promotion. Let's promote this guy for speed. We want to get him all around to all of the cities as quickly as possible here. And let's build that road for our plantation. Let's build another, I meant to build a savant. And we want to build a trireme here, so that way we can pillage our improvements back down. What should I build here? I thought I was going to build something else. Oh yeah, savant. There we go. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of this episode. We're going on an hour here, so that's where I usually like to end them. I think we've got a good start here. We got Razir the Fallen, a good hero. We got a good religion, especially for taking cities. Ashenvale is pretty powerful. And we've got 4 cities going, and looking at building a 5th one there, and maybe a 6th one here. So I think this is a pretty good start overall. Hopefully we'll do a little bit more conquesting next episode. I think, like, if diplomatic relations change, we go to war with everyone, or everyone goes to war with me, going to be some opportunities that we hope to take advantage of to take some cities here. So that's pretty much for this episode. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope to see you next time.